The other day, Dimitar and me, we were watching this episode of a show called Shrinking. The show is about 3 psychologists, and in this one scene, they're talking about people getting stuck in their daily routine. And then Paul, he says,
everybody needs to be disrupted sometimes.
And I realized, wait a second, this is exactly what I do with my own students, with my own practice. I think of ways to disrupt autopilot practice. So in this video, I want to share with you the best ways to stop yourself practicing on autopilot and also why autopilot is more dangerous than we realize. Before we dive into that, let's first look, what is autopilot actually? Because it's a bit more complicated than just playing automatically. Think about riding a bike to work. Sometimes you arrive and you don't even remember how you got there. That's autopilot. Your body did everything and also your mind wasn't present. So imagine biking to work again. Only this time you're actively looking around, you're noticing traffic, you're deciding where to go, maybe even taking a different route. Now think about it. There are still some automatic processes going on because your legs are just pedaling, you're not thinking about how to pedal. But the difference is that your mind is actually present and you are actively deciding what to do. So if you bike on autopilot, things can go wrong pretty quickly because you can get hit by a car. But what can go wrong when you practice on autopilot? Let's take a look. So here you see a masterclass by Gary Graffman, who is the teacher of Lang Lang and Yuya Wang. And first the student is playing both her hands, but then Gary asks her to play only right hand. So just watch what happens.
Insert. In fact, do right hand alone, might be easy. You're not used to practicing separate hands.
And what did Gary just do? He disrupted her autopilot. Up until that moment, she was playing great. But the moment that Gary disrupts her autopilot, you realize she actually doesn't know the piece as well as it seems. And that's the thing. Autopilot is more dangerous than it seems, because you think that it's just about wasting your time or not getting the most out of your practice, but it's more sneaky than that. Autopilot actually causes you to mess up when you play in front of others, and is also one of the main reasons why you make memory slips when you're performing. So now that we know that, let's go and disrupt your autopilot. So how do we go about it? Is it just about practicing differently? Not really, because when you practice differently, you can still be on autopilot, and also just doing things to be different doesn't necessarily mean you're doing useful things. I choose very specific ways to disrupt autopilot practice in my students, but I use my 17 years of experience as a teacher, and that's a bit difficult to explain to you in one YouTube video. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you 2 different ways of disrupting your autopilot so that you have a good place to start. Let's start with the first one. So maybe you already heard what I was doing. Here I was making all the pianos fortes and all the fortes pianos, so I was doing all the opposite dynamics. So that's the first thing you can do. You can give your brain a very specific goal or challenge. Make the left hand the melody, or make an inner voice the melody. Play all your crescendos as decrescendos, or the other way around. Play all your fortes as piano. You get the idea. When you give your brain a very specific job, especially if it's a job that you've never given it before, you force your mind to stay present in the now. Now let's try something even more disruptive, and it is exactly what Gary was doing in our example earlier. So he removed her left hand, and we found out that her right hand was relying on her left hand so much that she actually couldn't play her right hand without it. So that's the second thing that you can try. You can remove something that you're relying on, and that's very powerful. For example, you can try removing your left hand, keeping only the pedal in your right hand, because your foot actually relies on your left hand a lot. You can remove your visual dependency, for example, either looking at the score or looking at your keyboard by closing your eyes. You can remove the connection between the notes by playing staccato instead of legato. You can remove the flow between the bars, for example, that's a very powerful one, by creating stops. So you get the idea. But now comes the most important question of all, and also the point where you can make a huge mistake, and I certainly made it for years. And that question is, How often should you practice disrupting your autopilot? Because if I were a student watching this right now, I would get super inspired and I would just be disrupting and trying random different things all the time, trying to disrupt my autopilot. It took me about 10 years to realize the value of a stable practice routine that works. And this is exactly what we share with you in our course, The Mistake-Proof Pianist, because we think it's the most valuable thing that we can give you. We also share a lot of other things in the course, including our best tool against memory slips. And after shooting this video for you, I actually realized it is also a disrupting technique. So if you're interested in that, I will leave the link down in the description box for you. Back to the question, how often should you practice disrupting your autopilot compared to your normal standard practice routine? So that's a little bit of a difficult question to answer. It will be different for different people. If it were me, I would just start somewhere. I would start, for example, 80% standard practice routine, good repetition that works for you, and 20% disrupting your autopilot. But it's just going to be different for everybody. So just start somewhere and then observe and especially write things down. So if you feel like your mind is wandering a lot, you're going to have to disrupt your autopilot more using the techniques that we discussed in this video today. Now there's one thing that I haven't mentioned in this video, but it's actually one of the biggest disruptors of them all. And you've definitely heard about it before because everybody tells you to do it, but almost nobody explains why. And that's why I made a video about it, and you can check it out over here.